Hello, everybody. Tim, it sounds like your dog wants to get into the act.
No, she barks at everything.
All right, so basically, just to let you know what we're gonna be focusing in on comics that went on sale in December 1939 from Dell Comics. Now, Dell, with a lot of their books, they were one of the companies that was still primarily doing reprints from the newspapers. So we'll probably be doing more slice of life humor stuff as opposed to the typical fare we've been. So um, some of the plot lines are going to be simplistic. They might even be a little repetitious, but a little bit different from what we've been reading still. So just giving you a heads up there. And there'll be more random reads. We're just going to like go through the book. The two books specifically we're going to be going through are Super Comics Volume 1, number 20, and Crackerjack Funnies Volume 1, number 20. So that's basically what's on tap for tonight. All right. And I see you're still muted, so I was just waiting to see if you were going to say anything on that.
No,
And
I don't have anything to say.
okay. And if you haven't already, for anybody and everybody who's here, I can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people on here to engage with the content, as well as, and also remember that as we're going through stuff, if anything grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. We will try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. Tim, as you know, you're more than welcome to chime in if anything grabs your attention. So, well, there's two of us here. Guess we can wait a few minutes, see if anybody else shows up here early on. Tim, is there anything you want to promote or anything you want to talk about before we get into the meat of the show here, as it were?
No, just Melvin 3 is still active for. Hold on, I'm clicking on it right now. It's still active for. Oh, I got 25 backers. Nice. It's about $619 at about 11 days.
All right. Well, feel free to share the link in the chat if you'd like. Um, at least get the word out there at least.
Yep.
So how's your week been overall?
Exhausting.
You've been busy with stuff? Is it just simply with
Well,
your
my day job. Yeah. We're constantly short, and yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. We're constantly short.
Hmm. Well, Slim Figures is saying hi to you there. I think that's Woody right there. Um,
Oh, hey, what's up? What's up?
so, all right. So let's see now. You got any? Well, actually, you were just telling me. Well, I don't know if you want to share with the rest of the chat.
What?
What you were just telling me before the show. If not, I won't mention too much about it.
No, no. I don't want to mention it. No.
All right. Anything else aside from what you already told me going on this weekend that you want to share?
No, not at all.
All right. Well, here's the link, everybody, to Tim's Fund My Comic project, Melvin. You guys want to go check that out? There's the link. And again, I will, of course, remind everybody with a friendly reminder here that if you haven't already, if you can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more people in here to engage. That would be appreciated. Also, if anything, yo, yeah, I am Woody. um, so, um, so again, if anything grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. All right, so now we're coming up on the 5-minute mark. So I think it'll be a good time for us to get into the material here. What would you say to that, Tim?
Yeah, go ahead. Sure, show, man.
All right, so All right, so here we go. Um, our first stop is going to be Super Comics Volume 1, number 20. Today, we're going to, as I said, just do some random, there's going to be more random readings. We're just going to like kind of go through and see what we find and pick stuff along as we venture forth here. Um, and there's the header there. Super Comics, 10 cents, number 20, January. Of course, that's the cover date. When oftentimes when I make reference dates here, I'm referring to the on sale date, the date they went on sale on the newsstands. So new material, I guess. Um, New to us because we probably haven't read it before, but in this particular case, these comics were reprinting stuff from the newspapers of the time. So
I'd probably suspect it was probably funny for that audience for that time period.
what was that? What was that, Tim?
I said I suppose it was probably funny for that time period though.
Yeah.
Humor,
So,
humor does have a tendency to get dated.
all right.
I
So
mean, I guarantee you the Marx Brothers weren't considered sophisticated, but by today's standards, it seems kind of you consider that cultured humor.
all right. So we got Smiling Jet. Well, and just a note to everybody: the Dick Tracy and Little Orphan Annie features were taken out of this copy of the book due to the fact that I guess they're not public domain or whatever. Everything else is pretty much public domain, just so you know. But according to this, in this feature included Smiling Jack, Dick Tracy, Tiny Tim, Terry and the Pirates, Smitty, the Crusoes, Little Orphan Annie, and many of the features in full color. So we're getting 59 of what would normally be 68 pages. So all right. So and then of course here are some of the here's the ad page. So when you did get this book, you could see what all kinds of goodies you try to get your parents to buy for you here. Among them include a model airplane, some pop guns, a little cash register there, medals, um, a hula skirt.
I wish they'd bring that crap back. That stuff is needed today. That stuff just looks fun. It's all garbage, but still, you know.
I know that you can get a television rifle for $1.19.
What the hell's a television rifle?
Well,
Does it shoot reruns at people? He was gunned down with 50 with a 50 cows of Brady Bunch.
my guess, of course, was it was probably a rifle that was sponsored by either a television program or TV station or something like that. Um, Mind you, at this point here in late 1939, early 1940, televisions would have probably been very. I mean, I'm guessing that only the richest of the rich would have probably had a TV in their home at this point. TVs didn't start.
Really?
TVs did not. Television did not. I don't think started becoming more widely marketable until like after the war.
I'd ask my dad about that.
Yeah. Well, I'll put it this way. Um, Out here where I live here in Southern California, okay, the first television station to start up here in Southern California was KTLA. And it started up, I believe it was in January of 1947. So that was just afterward. And if I read correctly, I think it was actually the first television station west of the Mississippi River. So, Johnson Smith and Company, Department 319, Detroit, Michigan. Um, but yeah, as to an answer to your question, the television rifle may have just been a rifle that was, basically sponsored or promoted by either a television program or a TV. Um, hey, Apex is here. Hey, Apex. And let's see. And it looks like Sin Figuring here had some things to say. Let's see what he's got. Let's see the chat saying here. What year is this again? Because when I was a kid, comics were still the 10 and 15 being in the early 60s. Yeah, this is 1939, Woody. So I really followed Smiling Jack in the daily papers and Sunday funnies for a long time. I love Smiling Jack. Um, Pretty sure you can turn most of these things into federal charges nowadays. Oh boy. Um, Richest of the Rich in 1948. Um, yeah, well, no, as I said, I think because TV was still this was 1939 Apex, not 1948. So basically TVs were still early on. The only ones who would have probably had access to like TVs or television sets, as I said, would have been the richest of the rich of the time. Um, what up? Um, well, actually, I should let you read because this is your saying here, Tim. I should probably let you read this one. Read
All
yours.
right. I said, "What up, Aslax?"
Okay,
I mean, Apex.
and then and Apex were like, "Hi, Mike, Timothy, hey, Sin." All right, so we're caught up on the chats here, so let's continue on with the comics here.
I wish they'd make nothing but those old advertisements.
All right, so here's Tiny Tim. Get faded. Tiny Tim by Stanley Ling, I guess. So synopsis: because of the kindness of the Browns, Tim and Dottie have a fine Christmas. Tim has a new acquaintance, Bob, a neighbor of the Browns. Bob has shown his liking for Tim by making him a pair of skates. Hmm. Tell me, sis, why does old Red Top sitting up there on the fence look like a penny? Look like a penny? Why, Tim, I don't see any resemblance. What do you mean? Because there is a head on one side and a tail on the other. A little punny humor there. Hey, Tim. I've said enough. Practicing in that tub. Neat, neat the old pump.
I didn't get a chance to respond. You were what were you asking?
Well, what so I going back to the previous panel there because there's a head on one side and a tail on the other, and I was saying, isn't that a little bit punny there?
Yeah. Oh, heads or tail. Yeah. Okay. Oh, how cute.
Well, I've done enough practicing in that tub. Needs the old pump. I'm going down to the big pond where all the real skaters hang out. Gee, there's Bob. Here's where I surprise him. Oh boy, I can hardly wait to get out on that ice. The last time he saw me on these skates, I couldn't even stand on them. Now, won't he look? Uh, won't he look when he sees me go whizzing by? I certainly had one swell time down at the big pond yesterday, and wasn't Bob and the gang surprised when they saw how I could skate? Well, I'd better be getting started. I promised the fellers I'd meet them there again this morning. Now to get my skates, and I'll be on my way. Gone!
Wait, is he literally tiny?
Huh?
Or is he a normal sized person?
I think that's just the way they drew it. Yeah.
Wait, so is he? I'm confused because I mean, look at that. He's normal size, right? Go to the
All right.
bottom.
We would. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh
Maybe
wait,
he. Oh, because the feature is Tiny Tim.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so well,
Look,
let's
look
go.
at that first panel. That's the rooster up there.
Yeah,
Look
okay.
at
So but they're both tiny.
from the looks of it. Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe this was the Littles before the Littles came to be. You know what I'm referring to?
yeah,
The geek cartoon Littles.
yeah. Apex has got a point. It's like this tiny Tim character is sleeping in a really huge bed. Huge. All right, it's huge, right? Mine's the best. All right.
Yeah. TVs from 1939 must be huge tubes. Yeah. Let's see. Tiny Tim
Huge.
Olson.
No, I'm huge.
Tiny Tim is sleeping in his huge bed.
I'll be right back.
All right. Huge. Uh, Anyways, I'll continue on here. Tiny Tim by Stanley Link. Gosh, that's funny. I swore I put those skates under that bed yesterday. Now where can they be? I'd better hurry before Tim sees me with these skates. Ah, that's where it is. That's where the skates are. His sister took them. Uh, the apex saying, Tiny Tim must be 4 inches tall. Yeah, possibly. Um, possibly. So, just a reminder, friendly reminder, of course, if you guys haven't already, if you guys can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here. Also, anything grabs your attention, feel free to to comment and or ask questions, and I'll try to answer. We'll try to answer the question best of our ability. So hopefully Tim will be back here soon. We continue on with the feature here. Oh dear! Just I just know he'll be furious when he finds his skates missing. But simply have to learn how to skate. I simply have to learn how to skate. Down I go. Oh well, that's only the first time I fell today. Gosh, I'll never find my skates. Now, of course, wow, he is tiny, and I guess that's the lady who's taking care of him and his sister there. Mm. Let me just check them here. All right. Hopefully Tim will be back soon here. All right. Pardon me, Mrs. Brown. Have you seen my skates anywhere? Why, no, Tim. Aren't they in your room? That's funny. Where could they have disappeared to? I remember bringing them in the house. Perhaps, perhaps I should have told Tim Dottie has them and is skating out there beneath the old pump. But we girls must stick together. Well, Tim, what do you think of your little sister now? So you're the one who had my skates all the while, and here I thought I'd lost them. I understand why he's upset. She kind of took his skates without his permission. Tiny Tim by Stanley Link. Ah, there's everything all right, Tim?
Oh yeah. Just somebody to take care of.
Yeah. So the part you missed here was his sister took his skates. That's where they.
Oh, that's what happened, huh?
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
here
when he.
I'll
That's
go
when
back
he.
to I'll go back to the previous page here so you can see some more the proportions comparing him and his sister to some of the other characters here. So that old lady right there is the lady who's taking care of them, right? Mrs. Brown.
So that's not their mom.
Nope, I guess not. All right, so.
There, there's so many jokes you can make on this. Hey, where's Mrs. Brown? I don't know, but I found this here cave.
Yeah.
It's sure damp in this cave.
um, I can't get over the way you can skate and how quickly you learned. Honest, sis, you're too good to be wasting your time in this old tub. I'm gonna take you down to the big pond where all the real skaters go. Hurry, get on your hat and coat, sis. We're going down to the big pond and skate. We have only one pair of skates. How are we both going to skate at the same time? I'll fix that. All right, don't you worry. So I would think he would be a little bit more mad at her because she took his skates, but he seems to be all like supporting her, and so that's pretty cool. But Tim, what are you taking that handkerchief and twig along for? Now don't ask any more questions. Just follow me.
Do you think they have very little to look forward to?
Maybe. Here come the puns. While I tie this handkerchief to this twig, you get busy and put on one of those skates. All set, Dottie? Now what in the world is that for? Hold on tight, sis. Whee! Tiny Tim by Stanley Link, and more like a thought, sis. Here, here you are, Tim. Nice fresh donuts. Won't you have one? No, thank you, Mrs. Brown. But really, I'm not hungry. Mighty strange, the way that young man has been acting of late. Seems to have lost his appetite completely. Something wrong, perhaps the poor boy is sick. I'll just have to, I'll just have to talk to Pa about this. She ought to be passing by here any minute now. Here she comes, and Nick the grocery boy is walking with her. Have another piece of candy, Alice. The big sissy. I never did like him anyhow. Oh boy! And look at that, Tiny Tim's got a little friend coming up behind him there, eh, Tim?
What the hell is that?
I have no idea.
So was he chasing the dragon, or was the dragon chasing him?
I have no clue. You notice how they just jump from one scene to the other, right?
Yep.
Oh boy! Wait till Alice sees this swell bouquet I'm bringing her. I'll surprise her. I'll ring the bell and hide behind the pillar.
Wait. He's in love with a normal sized girl.
What was that, Tim?
He's in love with a normal sized girl. How's he supposed to seal the deal, dude? He's supposed to climb up.
I don't know. I guess we're about to see here. Um, here she comes. Oh, uh, oh, the beautiful flowers. I just know that Nick, the grocery boy, brought them for me. She might. Well, I guess it would be reasonable to think that, but
She's wanting him to double bag her groceries.
I guess that's the name of that one. So that's the end of that one. So, Smokey by Bill um, Howman. Oh boy, here comes Ben Fu. I've been wanting to see him for a long time. Hello, Ben, old boy. How's tricks? Have a cigar on me? Thanks, chum. I'll remember you for this. Poof, poof. Oh, Smoky Stoner. I'll get that. Smoky Stoner. Get that title, Tim. Oh no, Smoky Stover. Okay, not Stoner. Smoky Stover. Let's see. I love these old newspaper strips. Sissy. Timothy said, double bagged. And Tim, you responded, yes, I did.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll say it again. Don't tempt me. Double bagged. Ooh, I'm edgy.
Well, starts my bustle. If it wasn't, if it isn't cash, you nut, have a cigar on me, Chief. Quit smoking. Phew. Thanks, Ben. It's always nice to see you. Toodaloo, old man. Give me a buzz sometime.
And then he
So
responds,
long, girlie. Greetings, Smokehouse. How about a good cigar? Now you're talking cheap. Thanks a million. Bang! No foo is good foo. Kind of a take on the saying, no news is good news.
I guess so.
How did you like that one, Tim?
That was amusing. Who would think many decades later they would ruin their own properties? The irony.
Think of owning one of these slick Ingersoll watches, and Christmas is just the time to ask for one. Only Ingersoll. Learning, learning to tell time. Okay. Learning to tell time is easy with one of my wristwatches. This one's only $1. Um, quack quack. Has my picture on front and Mickey's on the back. Look at that. Back then, it would have been
The,
cool. Today, I don't think anybody would want those because of what they've done to their properties, right?
I was just saying that was a horrible voiceover. You need to clear out your desk and get out. You're fired, Mike.
What was that?
I said that was a horrible Mickey
I
and
know.
Bob.
I couldn't figure out exactly how to do it.
You need to clear out your desk and leave.
Let's
Hang
see.
your head in shame.
Yeah. Anyways, Sweeney and Son. Gee, it's raining, and we won't be able to try out our new skins. Shucks, shucks. Don't don't take it too hard, boys. After all, you can play indoors. Ma's right, son. Let's make the best of it. Well, we'll have some fun around the house. Okay, Pop. Yes. Isn't the weather awful, Mrs. Spitzer? Yes, and they're both terribly disappointed that there's no skiing today. But at least there's one consolation. I know they're not risking their necks on those steep hills. Crash! Bang! Uh, just trying a balancing act like we saw on the stage. Yeah, I guess the point of it is that you can still hurt yourself even when you play indoors, right, Tim?
Yep.
And the Pirates, um, Smitty, Gasoline Alley. This one's a pretty well for that time was a pretty well known feature. Gasoline Alley by King. Then sweeping, then trucking coal, then trying to open a crate. Good morning. Nice store you have here. Good looking stock, but I see some items lacking. So, have a cigar. Thank, uh, thanks. Do you mind if I smoke it when I get older? uh, now to business. I'm offering a complete line of package um, groceries. Wait till I show you our advertising setup. I'm not the proprietor, you know. You're not? My mistake. Just in time. Sweet Skeezix. Play with Judy and amuse her, won't you? Uh, um Man, at the store I'm a grown up man. When I come home, I'm a nursemaid. Oh, here's some more gasoline alley here. Here, boy. Go back to that filling station and get me a gallon of gas. And here's a dime in it for and there's a dime in it for you. Good, you saved my life. But I'm late now. Bring your cart and we'll split three ways. Skizix. We know where we can dig up a bunch of junk iron, and where we can get a cent a pound for it. Boy, Mister Putz will be wondering where I've been. You've been resting or loafing or or calivanting. I've been running practically all the time. I've been gone, Mister Putz. Does it pay? Gee, Uncle Walt. Um, going to school and working afterwards, and Saturdays don't have any time. That's the way fortunes are made, Skeezix. Many men work so hard they don't have time to spend what they make. Remember, this is around the time of the. Even though by this point in 1939, the depression was winding down, we are about ready to get into the war. But golly, it must be great to have a job and have money in your pocket. Yes, but when you work all the time, you don't have any fun, Spud. Hey, maybe that's right. We're going down to the roundhouse right now. Sorry you can't come, Skeelix. Hi, Trike. Hi, Trixie. Having any homework tonight? How about a movie? That would be fun. I'll cut a I'll cut a date time. Uh, I've got. I'll cut a date. I've got 2 large ones, please. Gee, Trixie, this seems like old times. Only then I didn't have any money for movies. You've improved a lot, Skeezix, but you should. Uh, but you should um relax. You should have relaxations like this, for instance. Um, it was a swell picture. Popcorn, sodas, movies, bug, bus. I'll bet it set you back a whole buck. What of it? What of it? I can afford it. Boy, where could I get a job? Look at that. Now you wouldn't see now Tim, you would not see that today, right? You wouldn't see kids actually wanting a job, right? In today's world. Be right back, okay? All right, we'll continue on here. Me too. Me too. I'll give you the first week's pay for yours, sleazy. Nick's not for sale. Uh, there's another thing of Smokies. Let's see, Winnie Winkle by Branner. Mm-hmm. All right. I wonder if Tim's back yet, but I haven't seen any either thing in the private chat or not saying anything and saying anything. Yeah, he's muted. So, hmm. Winnie Winkle by Branner. Synopsis: A gentleman named Preston Price has, for some reason known to no one but him, known to himself, been trying to purchase the Winkle home. Um, the sum offered being so small, Winnie has refused to sell. Situation has become desperate, however, as Winnie has been without work for several months. Mr. Price, realizing this, has renewed his efforts to. It looked bad for Winnie. I may want to increase the font here. Hmm. In order to prove my sincerity and good intentions, I have all the papers right here. And here's your check for $5,000. Why, I hardly know what to do, Mr. Pickers. Miss Winkle, I do hate to see you turn down this generous offer for your house. You may never get this opportunity again. I only want a little more time to consider it, Mr. Dickers. Hmm. Holy cats! That guy offers us $6,000 cold cash, and you turn it down. You're cuckoo. But how do we know who this Dickers is? He may be a crook. I'm going to check up on him first. But it's not my fault they wouldn't sign Mr. Price. The girl wanted to think it over. Dickers, you're a fool. You well, you well. Wait till I answer this phone. Ring, 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 ring. Gus Dickers. No, I've never heard of him. Miss Winkle. Huh? Look here, Mister Tim. You back? Okay, I guess you are back. Just saw the private. All right. Look here, Mr. Price. What's the idea of telling that girl you never heard of me? I'm trying to buy their house for you, ain't I? Hmm. Exactly. But you don't think I want her to know I'm back of it, do you? You're trying to gyp the Winkle girl and her family out of their property. You've got some reason for wanting their house. Of course I have. But you'll receive your end of the deal. That's satisfactory, isn't it? No, it isn't, Mr. Price. You're running a crooked game. And unless you tell me what I'm walking into, unless you tell me what I'm walking into, I'll go up and tell the Winkles everything. What? So you're going up to the Winkles and tell them everything. Dickers? Very interesting. Yes, and I might even go today, right now, before you go, Dickers. Let me remind you of the proof I have concerning an old warehouse you once leased to a gang of smugglers, and I'm sure you haven't forgotten the insurance company um, gyp game you ran 3 years ago. Wow, a little underhanded stuff here. Hey there, Tim. Little underhanded stuff going on here. Hey, Tim.
Yep. Sorry, I was trying to eat, hear it, and listen to your show and comment, but um, you know, it was dinner, and
Okay.
no more interruptions from here on out. I swear.
Um, you may tell the Winkles anything you please, even if they take your word against mine. All I'll lose is the house and Miss Wrinkle's charming friendship. But you'll lose at least 20 years of your worthless life. Now, are you going up to the Winkles with all your precious information? Please, Miss Bryce. It it was all a joke. You won't tell anyone about me, will you, Mr. Bryce? Please, Miss Bryce, I'll do anything you say. Only you won't tell a soul about me, will you? I knew you'd be sensible about this, Dickers. Just play ball my way, and you'll have nothing to worry about. Get on the job and remember your instructions. Yes, sir. I'll do my best, Mr. Bryce. Well, that's settled. Fortunately for me, Miss Winkle seems to like me. That'll make getting that house much easier. I suppose I could fall in love with a girl like her, but I can't let sentiment rule in this game. Well, okay. Here's something I don't understand, and Tim, you might want to comment on this as well. If he's got the girl so charmed, why doesn't he just try to? Why doesn't he just directly deal with her to begin with? Why doesn't he just try to buy instead of going through the middleman here? Why not just ask to buy her out himself? If he
May,
got her on.
may, maybe to avoid her actually seeing him for who he really is, or
That's an interesting thought.
if he can keep the illusion that he's a charming person, maybe.
Mhm. There's no use kidding myself. I won't get a job without help. I'm going to invite Preston Price to the house for dinner. He's the only friend I have to turn to. It was like her mother right there kneeling before her right there. Huh?
Wait, like who?
Going back up to this last panel on the far right here. See how Winnie right there sitting on the couch and right in front of her. I would say that might be her mother, like kind of kneeling right before her.
Oh, yeah, trying to comfort her. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. I must say this dinner was positively delicious, Miss Winkle. I'm so glad you enjoyed it, Mr. Price. Won't you come into the living room where we can talk? I can see there's something on your mind that's troubling. You won't troubling you. Won't you tell me what's wrong? I want to be your friend. Yeah, right. Ah, I know you do, and I will tell you. I need a job, Mr. Price, but it looks as though I'll need somebody's help to get one. Being a bank president's son, I'm sure among all the influential people you know, there must be someone who can use a good secretary or stenographer. I'll be more than glad to help. But what would you do if I weren't able to find work for you? I'm afraid I'd be forced to sell our house. Hmm. Oh boy. I didn't realize it was so late, Miss Winkle. It's been such an enjoyable evening. I do hope you don't resent my having asked you to help me find a job, Mr. Price. On the contrary, I'll do everything in my power to help you get one. There's no need for you to run all over town looking for work. Just leave everything to me. I don't know how to thank you, Mr. Price. You'll make me feel better already. You made me feel better already. Isn't it wonderful? Mr. Price is going to help me find work, and I won't have to leave the house, and I won't have to leave the house either.
Can you can you read that whole thing like Fran Drescher?
I don't think so.
Oh, Mrs. Sheffield.
Gee, he's a regular guy, all right. Mr. Price is a real friend, Winnie.
No, no, you can't.
Uh, ho ho! Get her a job, huh? Then she'd never sell her house. I'll just let the little fool keep on thinking I'll help her. This guy's a charmer, isn't he? Isn't he, Tim?
What a dickhead.
Hmm. I was just up to see them wrinkles, Miss Bryce. Yes. Well, how does it look, Dickers? Not so hot. The girl isn't ready to sell that place, yet she's waiting at home to hear for a job from a rich friend of hers. Of course she is. I told her last night I'd help her all I can. But Mr. Price, but Mr. Price, you get her a job, she won't want to sell her house then. Very true, Dickers. And if she does, as I told her, and stays at home, she won't find a job either, will she? By gosh, I see what you mean now. Oh, this guy's a real charmer. Kind of ironic how the other guy's name is Dickers, but the one who's acting like a fallacious object is Mr. Price. Right, Tim?
Indeed.
It was wonderful of Mr. Price to promise help me get a job. I'm glad I got up early this morning in case he phones. My land's child, don't bolt your breakfast so fast. I can't help it, mother. I've got to be ready for any call to any job anywhere that I may get any moment. Gosh, 4 p.m. and not a word from Mr. Price yet. I hope he hasn't forgotten all about me. Winnie Winkle speaking. Mr. Price, I'm sorry to bother you, but did you hear of any possible jobs for me? Nothing so far, Miss Winkle. But be sure to call me tomorrow. Hmm. You got, as I said, you got the one guy whose name actually is Dickers. You got Mr. Price here. You have to almost wonder who's acting more like who's more like a palatial object? The guy with the name of a palatial object, or the other guy? Right, Tim?
Well, Dick could be short for detective.
That could be true too. Good morning, Mr. Price. This is Winnie Winkle again. You asked me to phone you about possible job today. If you don't hear from me today, call me tomorrow without fail. It's like he's stalling her. You can just tell he's stalling her here.
Obviously.
Isn't it wonderful? Mr. Price will either phone me today or I must call him again tomorrow. That sounds grand, Winnie. Uh, he's sure right on the job, all right. Oh boy, it's like these people seem either very naive or very stupid. What do you say, Tim?
I'd say she's really stupid.
Gracious, here comes that pest Dickers to try to buy our house again. Leave him to me. I'll get rid of him in a hurry. Good morning, Mr. Dickers. I really can't take time to talk about any ridiculous offer for our home. I'm waiting for an important message from Mr. Price. There's no use to buy Winkle's house while that girl is hanging on for a job from you. She thinks I have a job for her, and the longer she waits, the easier it should be for you. Oh boy, he's stalling. He's stalling. That's probably our little friend Winnie Winkle. Let's see now what sad tale shall I give her today. Ring ring. Good morning, Mr. Price. This is Winnie Winkle. This is Winnie Winkle. Oh yes, glad you phoned. Too bad a very attractive job I had for you has already filled. But don't give up. Don't give up hope. Depend on me. Well, Dickers, I've got Miss Winkle hopefully hanging on and slowly getting down to her last nickel. Meanwhile, you hammer and hammer away and get that house at my figures. Now, again, this is probably part of a continual story, so we have no idea why he even wants the house, right? Um, Tim, if you want to promote your book or talk to the chat for a moment, because I've got to make some lighting adjustments here. The sun's gone down quite a bit, so I'm gonna
All right, hold on.
camera for a moment here.
Hold on, let me share my screen and I'll I'll do a little bit of a promo here. I'm sharing screen now.
All right, there you go. I'll be right back.
All right. We have Melvin 3, which is 25 backers at $619. 11 days left to back, so I'd back now. Try to get me to 700 and hold on. This card would be available if we reach 700 before within 11 days. And this is a card drawn by Sid. This is a card drawn by Sherwin K.O. Sains, the original artist for Melvin 1. See? Sorry, pardon me. Um, $5 is the digital. You get a digital copy of Melvin 3. Second one is $10 plus shipping, and that's just the book. And then this one right here is Melvin 1 and 2 digital, which is just $10. We got Melvin 0, which is 10 plus shipping. And then the Gable Penny Shot Special, which is Melvin 3 and Melvin 0. And that's $20 plus shipping. And then we got merch pack, which is you get a button, a water bottle, a spiral notebook, and a sticker, and any digital copy if you're choosing. See? All for $30 plus shipping. And then we got Melvin Trilogy, which is issues 1 through 3, which is $35 plus shipping. And the quadruple pack, which is all 4 comic books, physical, $45 plus shipping. So, yeah, we got Melvin 0, which is created and written by me, drawn and inked by Rob Ewing, as lettered by Rob Ewing, and edited by Gable Pennyshot. I am currently almost finishing up the script, and we'll soon be sending the Gable Pennyshot for editing. Here's some artwork. Page where Melvin realizes, oh yeah, I was hired to kill that guy. So he casually opens his suitcase, starts putting together his gun. This one broad, she's asking him a lot of stupid questions. He's not even paying any attention to her, and he just turns around and shoots the target in the head. End of story. And this page is like Melvin's final test. They're in the ship and they're going into this valley, so he can kill all these cave witches. And this is Sam's bringing him his shield they found after they ransacked his house. Because see, the idea is they found Melvin left for dead, and they found that the shield hidden underneath the floorboards. So that's how he got the shield. See? Surprise attack, see? And he just rips the gun out of that dead body's hands and starts blasting those fools. Yep. And then we got Melvin 3 here, which is, yeah, there you go. Artwork by Sid, created and written by me, art by Sid, inks by Rick, edited by Gable Pennyshot, cover by Sid and Rick, letters by SK, who I believe has done work for, I think probably Larry Higgins of Niobe fame. Got the inner back cover here. You got some cards. You got Melvin, Alice, and Moldark. These were kind of drawn when he was designing. Oh,
I'm back. Finish up what you were saying there.
oh okay. Well, Melvin card for this back cover. That you can actually. The idea was if you wanted to, you could cut this out and cut these cards out. You got Melvin, you got Alice, and you got Moldark. These were all cards that Andy kind of sent me, and I had to do something with them.
Mm-hmm.
And these are going to be sketch cards, so that's the inner back cover.
All right.
Yeah. Well, back to you. Stop screen. Okay, back to you.
All right. So we'll get back to the story here. So let pull the screen up, of course. I'm gonna just check something here. So we're at what 36 of 59. Okay. Hmm. I just trying to remind myself of exactly. Hmm. Hmm. I'd give anything to know why Price is so anxious to buy that Winkle property. For 2 pins, I'd double cross that crook, but I don't dare. He knows too much about me. Well, Mr. Winkle, just the man I want to see. Huh? Queer? Uh, huh? Queer? How all of a sudden my house and me gets as popular as a movie stars hangout? So queer, we know what queer means here, right, Tim? Talk about it all the time. um,
Yes, we do.
yeah. I'm trying to be your friend, Mister Winkle. Here, smoke the cigar now. I just want to give you 2 reasons why you ought to sell your house. Two reasons? What are they? Your first and second mortgages. So you got 2 good reasons why I ought to sell the house, huh? And them 2 reasons are the first and second mortgage. That's your ID of a good joke, huh? No, Mister Winkle. I'm not trying to kid you. Come on, let's go get a drink. You're a high type citizen, Winkle, and you're intelligent. Your daughter has no job, and you have a house. Yes, everything you said so far is true. Now, if you sell your house, you won't have the mortgages to worry about, and you'll have cash in the bank. Besides, just think that over, Winkle. Let me tell you something, Dickers. I can do all the thinking I want, but around our house, it's Winnie who does the talking. ah, please excuse my calling at your office, Mr. Price, but I desperately need a position. Yes, I know, Miss Winkle, and let me show you what I'm doing for you. Here's a list of 20 close friends of mine. I've called every one of them in your behalf. Oh, Mr. Price, that's just grand. It just happens they are all filled up right now, but nearly every one of them promised me to give you first preference. Gosh, I don't know how to thank you, Mr. Price. How long is this girl gonna allow herself to be led on like this? Tim, you have any commentary on that?
She's naive. They're painting a woman, women as being naive and easily get taken advantage of.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well, I haven't got a job yet, but that's the best promise I've had in several months. And maybe it's about time you stop relying on Mr. Price and maybe go hoof it a little bit on your own there, little missy. Do you agree with that sentiment, Tim?
yeah,
Hmm. Well, I suppose that pest Dickers will be around again today to try and buy our house. I can't imagine why that guy is so anxious for us to sell. He's got some reason back of it all, right? I think the father here is starting to get an idea that something's up. I know darn well this place ain't worth, well, holy jumping Jehoshaphat. Nevada man accidentally discovers gold ore on property worth millions. Now things are starting to make sense a little bit, huh? Huh, Tim?
yeah, just a little bit.
Good morning, Mother. I came downstairs early so I'd be ready if Mr. Price phoned me about a job. I don't know what's wrong with your pa. He's still sound asleep upstairs. I don't know what to think in the world he'd stay up so late for. He didn't come up to bed till all hours. For heaven's sake, what's been going on in our backyard? Oh boy, look at that. Uh, oh, okay. So there we. So that I guess that's the end of that story for now.
Yep.
What did you think of that one there, Tim?
It was about a dumb chick getting easily fooled, and the only one that knew anything was the dad.
Well, by the end of it, he was taken aback too until the very until
Yeah,
almost.
that's pretty much how they thought of women back then. I mean, not to sound like a feminist, but it's almost equally annoying to see them portray women as being stupid.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. All right. All right. Bobby and Chip. You can't come along. You're too small. Left behind, We'll see. The snow's too deep, but I've got an idea. Keep your eyes open for rabbit tracks, Dud. Oh boy, look, fresh tracks. Maybe it's a fox. I ought to catch up to Bobby soon. Now, look at that. Look at that, Tim. You see that?
Yep. Oh yeah, because he's using stilts.
Yeah, to make tracks for Bobby to follow him.
Kind of reminds me of Calvin and Hobbes a little bit, or how Calvin and Hobbes reminds me of that.
Yeah. There's another little in there. 44. So C jumps again. I'm gonna kind of breeze through the rest of this just so we can get ready to move on to the other book I was gonna do. I think we had a few good stories in there. The That one story just took a little longer than I thought it would. The Winnie Winkle. So what do you think of the stories we've gone through so far, Tim?
Um,
Overall,
they're what you'd expect from Sunday Funnies. If you remember reading, everyone had their fun. That one you were reading kind of reminded me of like a pre Calvin and Hobbes style artwork. If you noticed
the
the
one that
artwork,
I just read.
yeah. And then the second one was just some dumb broad, and then like the first one was kind of like, okay, so these people are really small. How'd they get there? Is there a
Mhm. All right, so we're at an hour 21. So as I said, I'm going to move on to the other book I was talking about, Crackerjack Funnies, Volume 1, number 20 here. So they can find that. All right, so no Tarzan in this book, but it is 66 pages. Crackerjack Funnies, 10 cents, February, number 20. That's the cover date, of course. Um, Don Winslow, Ed Tracer, Red Rider, Stratosphere Jim, Dan Dunn, Boots, Myra North, Clyde Beatty, and many others. In the corner, so this is one of those featurettes here. And it's kind of funny that this went on sale in December with a cover date of February, and it looks like they're actually featuring baseball players at this time. Jimmy Dykes was let's say around 1939. Um, he might have been a manager, but I think he's still Paul Derringer, pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals. Lonnie Frey, the Demon DiMaggios, Vince, Dominique, and Joe. This is kind of interesting. They were featuring. These are all baseball players, by the way. I think you didn't know. Um, Being featured in
yeah, I
a
know.
comic that went on sale in December. Don Winslow of the Navy, Ed Tracer, G-Man X32, Stratosphere Jim, Wash Wash Tubs by Roy Crane. All right, this is kind of more of a humor one, I think. The Topsy Turvy Night Club um, opens with a bang. The second night is an even greater success, with Wash sitting on top of the world, but not for long. Frankie Slaughter, the gangster, who is losing money because of Wash's success, is doing everything he can to break Wash. All right, so I says to go jump in the lake. I'll protect my own windows. Hmm? Reckon we better hang around a little late tonight. Ho hum. It's really um, dawn. We might as well go home to bed. Oh, nearly dawn. Okay, they're gone, boys. Uh, bust them all. Bust them all. Whoopee! Tinkle, tinkle. Bike for you. Just look, easy. Just look at my windows. Um, it's a blasted shally, laddie. And maybe I should. It's an outrage um at what it is. Just because I wouldn't pay $5 a week for window protection. Those darn racketeers busted everyone. Busted everyone. I stalls, Mr. Tubbs. What on earth has happened? You crook! You did this. You know darn well what happened. You've cost me $830. Tut tut, my dear sir. Had you joined the Vigilante Window Protectors Association, I would have saved you $850. And don't call me a crook again, or I'll bust your nose. I'll have you know, sir, that the Vigilante Window Protection Association is an organization beyond reproach. Is that so? Then how come all my windows got busted right after I refused to join? Fate, Mr. Tubbs. A strange coincidence proving that it pays to carry window protection. You never know when it's liable to happen again, see? I see. Here's my $5, you chiseler. Get out. Sorry, old top. Due to the recent trouble, your rate has jumped to $10. What? However, I also represent the American Eagle Order for the protection of newly applied house rent. By joining both societies, we'll make you a special club rate of only $18 a week. Oh, isn't this guy a charmer? Hey, Tim?
Oh, is he another flim flam con artist?
Yeah, it would appear to be.
I have heard the term chiseler before. Have you ever seen the movie Gangs of New York?
Yeah, a chiseler is somebody who, like, is a schemer or a scammer. You know, somebody like that.
Have you seen the movie Gangs of New York?
No, I haven't.
There was a they to make up for the money they lost. Leonardo DiCaprio and his crew sold the body of the boat captain to a butcher and got the money from the meat.
Wow. A
And
human
then
body to a book. Oh, boy.
and so the Irish guy and though the butcher's crew took offense to this, and he said he called him he called him fiddling Benz, and he goes, if I knew what the hell that meant, I'd take offense. And he goes, "Are you calling us some chiselers?" And he goes, and then he responds, "If so, what if I am Boyle?" He goes, "Well, then we'd have business." In other words, we'd have a fight here. So I've heard the term chiseler before.
Yeah, that was a term more common in this time period than it would be today. Um, Get out of here, you chiseler. I'll not pay another penny for protection. Okay, pal. Suit yourself. Let's see. Days later, Wash finds his newly painted nightclub. 2 days later, Wash finds his newly painted nightclub spattered with tar. Holy smoke! There goes another $300. Mr. Tubbs, I'm with the Narrow Gauge Railway Protective Society of America. I represent the Patriotic Order for the Suppression of Stink Bomb Hurlers. I've stood enough, you darn bandits. Get out before I blow you out. Wow, look at that. He's ready to take their heads off. Well, actually, where he's got it pointed, it'd be more like trying to blast a hole in their stomach.
Right. He's threatening them with a gun.
Yeah. Wash appeals to the police. Here's what we're up against, Mr. Tubbs. Frankie Slaughter, a known racketeer, but we can't prove it. People are afraid to testify. We've got to catch him in a criminal act. You'll catch him in plenty of acts at my place. Unfortunately, though, you're beyond the city limits and out of our jurisdiction. The sheriff. My stars! I've got only 3 deputies, and you're the 20th person begging for protection. Well, Sonny, I'll do the best I can, but how the Sam Hill I'm going to protect 20 places at the same time is a mystery to me. Who's that guy hanging around outside? A deputy sheriff, oh boy. At last we can breathe easier. Um, this is Flo, the cigarette girl at the Topsy Turvy. Listen, Frankie, I'm afraid they got a cop stationed at the door. Um, it's all right, kid. Just wait till the lights are low. Well, here goes. Open a window. What happened? What happened? Somebody threw a stink bomb. Help! Let me out. Stench bomb. 200 patrons driven from Topsy Turvy Club. Even with a deputy sheriff on guard, Frankie Slaughter causes trouble. My evening simply ruined. To heck with this place. Come on, let's go to the hot spot. Oh my gosh, it's gonna ruin business. Oh wait, no. Oh my gosh, it's gonna ruin business. They aren't paying their checks either, Mr. Tubbs. Oh, so these people are running out on the checks too. That's not very nice. Zoom! I say I'm blue. The sheriff says he can't spare another deputy. It looks like I gotta fight Frankie Slaughter alone. Maybe Daddy can help you, sweet. He had lots of experience with racketeers. My only advice, young man, is this: it's cheaper to pay protection than to pay damages. But gee whiz, Mr. McKee, those darn gangsters can think of hundreds of things to protect. Why don't you pay the racketeers, boost your prices, and let your customers foot the bill? If I raise prices, holy smoke, I won't have any customers. Then I have nothing more to say. Bigger men than you, my boy, have learned that they can't whip the underworld single-handed. Hmm. I have a wife and 6 kids to support. I'm up against the I'm up against it. Lost my nightclub 2 years ago, Mr. Tubbs, and I've got to find a job. Uh, sorry, having pretty tough sledding right now myself. Just any kind of a job, Mr. Tubbs, please. You don't know what it's like to be out of work. I'm having a lot of trouble with Frankie Slaughter, but I'll find a place for you, buddy. Sure, I will. Trouble with Slaughter? Why, he's a dirty thieving blankety blank so and so who took my club. Well, he's not gonna take this'n. That's what I said too, but you can't beat him. I know, I tried. Well, thanks for the job, pal, but I guess it wouldn't last long enough to be worthwhile. It's coming to a pretty pass, by golly, when an American citizen can't run a business without all his profits going to a gang of crooks. I'm tired of paying protection and damages for this and that. I won't do it. I'll be durned if I will. Don't sit there, you dummy. Why don't you do something? Just waiting for a couple of friends to drop by. Used to run a machine gun um, in the same outfit down in Guatemala. Here they are. Come in, boys, and meet the boss. He's having a little misunderstanding with some gangsters. Heidi, bud. Pleased to meet ya. Going to work for you, son? Trigger Murphy and Hallelujah Robinson, the champion machine gunners of Guatemala. Yeah, and 6 guns. It really takes old Easy to play Yankee Doodle on a Browning. But gee whiz, I'm not trying to start a war. I just want to protect my nightclub. Leave it to us, bud. We fight fire with fire, and excepting for boiled turnips, there's nothing on earth we despise like racketeers. Well, what do you think? What do you think of this twist, Tim?
Oh, the fact that that somebody got busted.
No, the fact that his I guess his employee went out and got a couple of old buddies of his who basically were machine gunners, help protect his place of employ.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it worked out okay.
Hmm. He's just off the rock, Frankie. Shake with smiles Tortoni. Jerry and a Graham says you might need a trigger guy. So you knew Jerry on Alcatraz. Well, sit down, pal. Any friend of Jerry is right with us. Of course, we'll be glad to help you out. Um, but as for taking you into the gang, Nick, me and the boys have this town in the palm of our hands. Okay, Frankie. Guess I'll run out to a place called the Topsy Turvy. They've just imported a couple of tough muscle boys, and I hear they're looking for more. Hey, wait! Sit down and have a drink, pal. That's a different story. Oh wow, this is kind of getting a little interesting, isn't it, Tim?
Yeah, yeah. So they hired this guy, that short dude's got a nightclub, and the mob was getting collection money from him or something.
Or trying to get collection money.
Oh, they're trying to get connection, and so they went out and got a couple of machine gunners to do the protecting for them.
Mhm.
Is that what I understand?
Yeah, basically. Okay, so Tubbs through his employee got a couple old buddies who were, I guess, in the army with him down in Guatemala, who are gunners.
Right.
And now the gangster is getting a little more muscle to counter that. Now it would appear. Tubbs is hiring bodyguard. Nux, you and Joe better go out and see how tough they are. Leave it to us, Chief. We'll soften them up. Yeah, we're Mr. Tubbs' new bodyguard. So what? Get ready, Knuckles. Frankie says to see if they're tough. See what happens. Wham! Bam! Sucko! I don't know. What would you say there, Tim? Would you say they're pretty tough?
Yes. They took out a whole bunch of guys at once.
Yeah. I'll say they're tough, Frankie. The doc says we won't be out for 3 weeks. Hmm. I guess we can use a new gang member after all, Tortoni. Here's a new trigger guy, boys. The war's on. Listen, you dumb blonde. This is Slaughter. Tubbs has a bodyguard. If you fail to pass on information to me again, you'll get beat up. Understand? Yes, Frankie. Um, did some wiretapping. Better get rid of Flo, your cigarette girl, partner. She's a spy for Slaughter. But I just haven't the heart to fire her. Easy. She needs the money. Poor kid. Her mother's in a hospital. I'll talk to her, Easy. I'm sure she won't do it again. Once a double crosser, you sap. Always a double crosser. On second thought, So you'd better let her stay. We can use a traitor to pass along false information. Sure. So now they're figuring out how to use the spy against the people that she was hired to spy for. Darn his hide easy. Frankie Slaughter can't be satisfied with busting windows and driving away customers. Now he's trying to terrorize my band. Uh, he said if I played tonight, easy he'd beat me up. What do you say? Well, naturally I told him that I was under contract and had to play, but I'm pretty worried. Um, I've never been in a fight easy, and I wouldn't know how to act. See you next month. Let me see where we're at on time here. Let's see. Yeah, we're at an hour 48, so it's probably we'll probably just breeze through the rest of it real quick here. Just stuff here. Yeah, I guess they had increased kind of the page counts on because a lot of these stories used to be like 4 to 6 pages, but now they seem like they're a little longer now. Freckles and his friends, yeah, they're Dan Dunn is a detective story, Red Rider, yeah, Myra North, Curious World, Apple Mary. Yeah, these ones are a little longer than I initially thought. So, anyways, how did you like overall, Tim? How did you like a lot of the stories tonight? We went over.
They were all right. A lot better than the last time.
Well, this is a slightly different genre. These are more like slice of life humor stories, as opposed to like superhero fare. So, trying to put a little more, you know, um, trying to put a little more, variety into it. All right. So, anyways, now we're at an hour 48. So I think it's a good time to start winding down here. Um, Today is Friday, September 15th, 2023. So why don't we go ahead and get ready to take a look back at this day in niche history. History! 2003, and then 1998. All right, so without any further ado, let's take a look back at this day in niche history. So first off, we're going to head back to 1998, 25 years ago today. And on this date, 25 years ago today, um, Warner Brothers Feature Animation released Quest for Camelot on this date. So, Quest for Camelot from Warner Brothers was released on this date 25 years ago today. Basic plot is set in Celtic mythology. Sir Lionel is a knight of the Round Table who was killed for an assassination attempt on King Arthur by the evil ruler Sir Ruber. Ruber is then driven off by Excalibur, Arthur's sword. At Lionel's funeral, Arthur tells Lionel's daughter, Kaylee, and his wife, Julie. Okay, so anyway, so on this date, 25 years ago today, Warner Brothers would produce and release Quest for Camelot. Um, Moving on to the next piece of niche history here, we head to 1999, which was 27 years ago today. Well, let's see, no, 24 years ago today. This date, 24 years ago today. Um, The 45th issue of Gen 13 went on sale on newsstands from DC's Wildstorm imprint. This is a book that started as an Image property, and then was picked up by Marvel. They continued starting with issue 37 through 77. But on this date, the 45th issue of Gen 13, Murder on the Runway, written by Scott Lobel, Ed Bettis doing the penciling, inked by Jonathan Sibal, Phil O'Neill, and Robbie Robbins doing the lettering, and then coloring by Laverne Kinzetsky. So the 45th issue of Gen 13 went on sale on this date from DC's Wildstorm imprint back in 1999, 24 years ago today. And finally, on this date, back 20 years ago today, back in 2003, in the Go Home Raw before their next pay-per-view the following Sunday, from the Carolina Center in Columbia, South Carolina, WWE held its Monday Night Raw event from that place. The main event saw Jerry Lawler defeat Al Snow. Gail Kim and Molly Holly defeated Trish Stratus in a 2-on-1 handicap match. Mark Henry and Rodney Mack with Teddy Long in their corner defeated Goldust and Lance Storm. Rob Conway defeated Spike Dudley. And in the opening match, in a match that was to determine the number one contender for the Intercontinental title, to open the show, Chris Jericho and Rob Van Dam went to a double DQ. So 20 years ago today, WWE held its Monday Night Raw event from the let's see, what was that again? From the Carolina Center in Columbia, South Carolina. So with that, I thank everybody for being here today. Tim, how did you like the show overall?
It was all right. It was all right. Yeah, definitely. Definitely these I guess slice of life in quotations was way better than when they're trying to do it like a superhero book.
Well, remember too, this was a different company too. Last week we were looking at Archie, company that would eventually become known as Archie Comics. This week we're focusing on Dell, so we're dealing with a different company altogether, obviously. So I hope I can try to get you back here on Sunday on the panel to share your views with everybody else.
Yeah.
So I'll send you the link on Sunday morning. So with that, I thank everybody for being here tonight. Hope everybody enjoyed the show, and I will hopefully see everybody on Sunday. Bye.